I'd like to show you how to use an espresso machine to make really fantastic poached eggs. Now you may say, John, why? Why would you do this? Well, there's a very good reason, because when you normally make poached eggs, you look to make a whirlpool here with the water, and then you crack eggs in, and then the whirlpool slows down and stops. And that's when your egg kind of loses momentum and it's not formed in the center. If you use a steam wand, you can keep the whirlpool gently going over the entire cooking of the egg, which keeps it nice and centered and makes a really beautiful poached egg. So this isn't just a gimmick, it actually makes really beautiful poached eggs. Let me show you how to do it. So you're going to fill up a pot that's rather large with enough water to fully submerge your eggs. Now, if you use too small a pot, the steam wand will hit the eggs and break up the white. So you do need something that's fairly large. All you need are some raw eggs, and I'm going to break them in here. I'm going to show you that you can do several eggs at once. There's no reason just to do one at a time. And what I'm doing is breaking them into another vessel so that when it's time to poach them, I can just gently put them into the hot water and not break them up at all. Now, one thing I will also tell you is that the freshest eggs will make the best poaching, and the reason is the egg white breaks up with age. And so when you're poaching, if you see most of your white go apart or the egg yolks sink among the white, it's because your eggs are not that fresh. Now, I tried it this morning and I was a bit disappointed at the freshness of our eggs. So I've done 3 of them here because this morning 1 was really fresh, 2 were not. Let's see how fresh our eggs are. Next, I'm going to put the pot in next to my espresso machine, and I'm doing this with a decent espresso machine with what's called 2-tap steam stop. And what that is that when I heat up with the steam wand and I hit stop, the espresso machine will still continue doing a gentle push of steam through, which will keep a gentle whirlpool. If you want to do this with a non-decent espresso machine, you will need a steam wand that has a variable pressure valve on it, so you can get very little steam. Now, lots of espresso machines have that, so it's possible to do this recipe on other machines as well. You will want a thermometer that goes into the water. I'm using a clip. And the first step now is going to be heating this water to near boiling. I'm going to do this with the sound off because it does make quite a lot of noise and it takes about 3 minutes to get to temperature. When it hits temperature, I'm going to hit stop. We're still going to have a whirlpool going, and then I'm going to put the eggs in. That's just about boiling. And we put the eggs in, and you can see them now continue to spin in the water. I'm going to tap here on the tablet because there's a timer that tells me how long it's been done for. The timer is in seconds. It says that it's been 25 seconds so far. And I'm looking at doing this for 210 seconds. And you can see it's kept the water quite hot. It's quite close to boiling. And there's a constant whirlpool continuing here. And the water temperature is at 91, even though I added eggs in. And some of that egg white that we see floating here, that's because the egg white number 1 and number 2, which are the strong and the weak egg white, have separated. So the weak egg white, which you're going to get more of if the egg is less fresh, separating. You can see this is what the 2-tap steam mode is doing, is keeping the water flowing. We're at 80 seconds now. This is a D1XL model, which is, I'd say, our standard home model, and it took about 8 minutes to boil this pot of water. I did this earlier with a XXL model, and it was about, I think, 3 minutes. But you could definitely speed up the amount of time it takes by just having a kettle and pouring boiling water in to start. You can just make out in there's 1, 2, and 3 eggs. And while the loose white is now completely separated, the firm white is still attached to each of the eggs and the egg yolks. And I'm going to take them out with a slide spoon when they're done. We're now at 150 seconds, just 60 seconds left to go. Also, I should mention that the steaming of the water at the beginning would have been a lot faster if I'd covered this. There's a huge amount of steam coming off of this right now, and we're definitely losing a lot of heat when we heat the water with it uncovered. And there we are. I'm going to lift the steam wand out, let it finish flushing, wipe the steam wand, and now I'm going to take our eggs out. So there we go. That is 1 poached egg. You can see it looks quite nice. And what I'll do is show that to you. So if I just cut that right here, you can see that is a perfectly cooked poached egg. Nice firm white, creamy yellow. And let's go ahead and take another one out. So there we go. Now I'm not so happy about the freshness of this. You can see the egg white is kind of broken up there. And that's kind of typical of a less fresh egg, is when the yolk separates. And this one's a bit better. You see how the white and the yolk have stayed together better here. And once again, I can cut into that. You can see it's just a perfectly cooked poached egg. And why not? Let's pepper it. So there you go, a quite easy way to poach an egg. What takes most of the time is getting the water to boiling. If you were to add kettle boiling water to this, you'd have a poached egg in about 4 minutes. Give this a try. Let me know what you come up with.